Hi, if you can remember the myth-busting video, the first key challenge to international trade is how to connect buyers and suppliers. Again, I would like to set expectations here. This video is focused on business-to-business opportunities. Some of the points we make here can apply to business-to-consumer potential, but the overall approach to business-to-consumer can be significantly different and is not covered in this YouTube playlist. Okay. Which business-to-business markets to aim for, and how to open them up to your products and services. Well, there are many resources available to you, many of which are free of charge. However, once again, to set expectations, you will have to commit time and effort to determine which markets to target. Also, there is no magic wand for generating international sales. Opening up new markets takes time. Let's take things step by step. You can develop your export plan in phases. This video will take you through these phases and show you then how to target specific markets, clients, and partners. The next slide describes the 4 key steps you have to take in this process. Okay, here they are, and they are all free of charge. As you can see here, there are just 4 steps. Website analysis. Are you getting any foreign visitors to your website? If you are not sure, Google Analytics will provide details, or there are other analytical tools that you can find in the Exporter's Almanac. If you are not generating foreign traffic, do not despair. There is a way to attract foreign companies looking online for your goods and services. We will explain this in the next slide. Desk research. You can access online data which will help you identify which markets could be of interest to you. The third step is to refine the list of markets that you have drawn up from your website analysis and desk research. This is when you start to apply your own criteria for accepting or rejecting a particular market. Once you have your list of target markets, you will then focus on contacting potential clients and partners. Okay, the first step was to analyze traffic to your site. The next is to increase the potential for foreign companies to find you, your products and services. On the next slide, we will show you how. You then move on to desk research. A day or so's research is enough to give you an initial picture which markets offer the greatest potential for your goods and services. Once you have done all this, you will then be ready to target your chosen markets. But first, let's look at this issue of being found online. The vast majority of the world does not speak English as their mother tongue. Furthermore, it is an established fact that the majority of online searches are made in the user's mother tongue. Only if they fail to find what they are looking for do users try English. Therefore, if your website is not in the language of these users, it will not be found. This may well be the reason that your website has little to no foreign traffic. Furthermore, even if your website is published in English, as the majority of websites are, you are competing to be found online with everyone else. If you have a foreign language presence, then the level of competition to be found will be much lower. You can, of course, translate your website into other languages, but this is relatively expensive, slow, and problematic to manage. The solution lies in creating your multilingual microsite. Microsites contain a condensed profile of the key elements of your company. They are therefore rich in keywords and phrases which are scanned and indexed by online search engines. This makes it easier for potential partners to find you when making online searches. Multilingual microsites are simply different language versions of your microsite. TradeTech's multilingual microsites are automatically published in 35 languages. For a more detailed explanation of these multilingual microsites, see the video Guide to Multilingual Microsites. Nick will explain everything. You are now ready to start your desk research. Who should start your research with the ITC's Trade Map? This service is offered by the International Trade Center, which is joint venture between the World Trade Organization and the United Nations. The trade data provided by all the national governmental trade organizations. The Trade Map service allows you to search by either the country importing or exporting. You then choose the goods or services that interest you, and the results will show you the relevant trade results. Furthermore, some countries' authorities also provide you with the names of the companies exporting or importing, as the case may be. This gives you a picture of the current trade flows and potential buyers and competitors. Using this tool should show which countries are interested in your products or services. Also, you can see which other countries are exporting your products or services to any country of interest, allowing you to see where foreign competition is based. This analysis shows current trade flows, but it doesn't show you which markets offer you the most potential. The next tool uses ITC data together with their own algorithms to suggest where there is the potential for increasing trade. This is the ITC's export potential map. Again, you can see the web link at the top of the slide, and we include the link in the description below. By entering the details of your product categories, this tool will generate an analysis of which countries could offer market potential for your goods. So between these two ITC tools, you can begin to draft a short list of countries where you could focus your export marketing effort. The next step is to refine this list. You should now filter your shortlist by removing countries which do not fit your required profile. Size of market. Is it too small for you to consider, as can be the case for a number of island states? Or is it too poor for your goods or services to be of interest locally? Do any blacklists or embargoes apply? Currently, Russia, Belarus, Afghanistan, Iran, and North Korea can be removed. You can check for further information on your government's sanctions list. Most governments provide such lists. Tariffs and non-tariff barriers. Are there high tariff or non-tariff barriers to importing goods or services from your country? You can check these details on ITC's market access map. The link is provided below in the description. Language considerations. Are you uncomfortable dealing with any particular languages? Although Google Translate and DeepL can help you with translations, you may feel that they do not provide you with enough support for particular languages or language groups. Is distance a problem? This can be because long distance may mean high shipping costs, or the time difference is simply too problematic for you to deal with. But where to find the relevant country information? That's easy. See the next slide. The Exporter's Almanac provides answers to all of these previous slides' questions, either directly or by providing access to the online service that can. We provide country profiles for all 250 countries and territories with an ISO code. If a territory does not have an ISO code or it is not inhabited, you will not find it here, but then these would not have business interest to you. For 232 countries, we provide 4 profiles that should be of interest to you. A general profile, where it is, size of population, languages, news resources, and so on. An economic profile, size of the economy, major economic indicators and reports. A trade profile, the major trading indicators that can influence your decision to include or exclude the country from your considerations. A commercial profile, you'll see an example of Germany's commercial profile on the next slide. Okay, at the end of this process, you should have your target country list. The next step is to consider the positioning of your products and services in a particular market. Before deciding on your marketing campaign, you should first consider the positioning of your products and services in each of the target markets, your products and services versus your competitors. The analysis that you carried out using ITC's trade map should also have helped you to identify potential competitors in specific markets. Furthermore, you can also check out the Compass directory to see which local companies are active in a specific country. The link to the Compass directory is shown in the description below. Are any adaptations needed? Are you able to compare your products and services with any potential competitors? Do you need to modify or adapt your goods and services? What advantages do your products or services provide in the new markets? Are you clear as to how you will position your offerings? Right. After completing this process, you've shortlisted the countries you want to target. and you've decided on the positioning of your products and services. Now let's get down to drawing up a target list of company names. Some of the resources I indicate on this slide are available free of charge. I would suggest that you use these free services first to get a flavour of what is available. Then, when you are clearer in your own mind which countries are of greatest interest, only then perhaps you should consider the commercial services available. Taking them in turn, as we mentioned, ITC's trade map can provide lists of importers and exporters of specific goods and services. However, these details are only provided if the national agency has provided them. When they do, it is often simply a name and a brief address. No contact details are provided. But if you have a name of a company, you can then carry out online searches for their website, the Compass directory, and other business directories. If you already have the name and are just looking for the contact details of a few companies, then by all means use the Compass free web search facility. However, to draw up significant lists of potential targets, it is likely that you will need the Compass's commercial service Easy Business. With this service, you can search for companies with specific profiles, for example, if they are distributors or manufacturers, and by size of company. Compass does provide contact details. However, please note that for many countries they may give the name of relevant personnel, but not their direct email or telephone number. Only generic emails and switchboard numbers. In these cases, review the company's website and decide how you will position your company and its products and services. Make the telephone call, introduce yourself and your company. Get the individual's email address or telephone number and contact them directly. Do not send an email to the generic address. This is very likely to result in an ignored email and so a waste of your time. Other sections in the Exporter's Almanac that can help you to find companies to contact are links to trade leads and promotion agencies, as well as business-to-business online marketplaces. Have a look at these to see if they could be relevant to your requirements. How else can you contact potential clients and partners? On the next slide, we look at 4 channels to market. You have a number of options to reach a particular market. You can try direct contact by telephone as described in the previous slide. However, there are 4 other main channels to be considered. Social media. You should certainly use social media, especially LinkedIn, to promote your organization. See if there are any international trade groups that you can join which suit your company's activities. Online advertising. A classic advertising channel is Google Ads. This is covered in the video communication. Chambers of commerce. Local chambers of commerce can be extremely helpful. Contact details for each country can be found in the Exporter's Almanac's country profiles. In addition to providing local business advice, they can also help with any company marketing visits you are considering and identifying local distributors who could be interested in your products. Direct country visits can be convenient, focused, and cost-effective to conduct your marketing visit to a country. This way you can see potential buyers and partners in their home setting, giving you a much better view of business potential. Of course, this also requires careful planning and investment. A consideration here is whether it makes sense to find an established distributor for your goods and services. This has a number of advantages. You have just one partner to consider. They know their local market far better than you do and can therefore advise you how best to position your offerings, especially when considering local competition. They understand all the relevant language and cultural issues that have to be taken into account when positioning your offerings. It may also be that you need to offer local service support, which they can offer. His is often better than setting up your own local service operation. Finally, trade missions and industry fairs, both physical and virtual, should be at least considered. These can be bilateral or industry-specific. However, they do require a lot of planning, and physical events in particular can be expensive. However, if the target audience is likely to be rich in potential, then these can be well worth the investment. Well, we've almost come to the end of this presentation. It just leaves me to give you a quick summary of the points we have covered. So, to recap, the starting point is to choose which countries you think offer you the best potential. This choice will be made according to a number of factors. For example, website statistics, trading statistics, economic profile of the country where it is located, barriers to trade, and your own personal preferences. There are tools and information resources which allow you to refine your shortlist, which take into account actual trade flows and potential market openings for your goods and services, whether there are any trade embargoes or significant tariff and/or non-tariff barriers, your own requirements, if any, relating to size of market, language, and distance. You should then consider the market positioning of your goods and services, and this may be different in different markets. Are you looking for direct sales, or are you looking to find a distributor or local partner? Once you have chosen your target markets, there are a number of resources, many of which are free of charge, which allow you to draw up target lists of potential buyers and partners. However, if you need more than a few targets or you have very specific requirements, it is likely that you will have to make a small investment to access commercial business directories like Compass. The final decisions then relate to choosing your channels to market. These will depend very much on your willingness to invest time and money in opening up your international potential. Please consider this carefully. Do not think that a cold email campaign will produce results. It won't. Just consider how many spam emails you get each day offering business opportunities and what you do with those emails if they get past your spam filters.
Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope that you have found this presentation of practical help. The websites that I have mentioned in this video are listed below. I hope you find them useful and that they can help you realize and expand your international potential. If you would like to contact us directly, please feel free to do so. Our website and my email address are on this slide and in the description below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more insights on growing your international trade potential. Just click the subscribe link on the screen. It doesn't cost anything. If you think anyone you know would be interested, please share this link with them. And if you're ready for the next step, check out the next video in the playlist. It's linked right here.